Hello and welcome to BlueTube, where we talk all things blue. Before I start today's transfer talk, I just want to have a moment to just say thank you to all of you guys, because really, just the growth that I've seen in the last week has been incredible. The views have gone up, the likes have gone up, and especially the most important thing for me is the comments, the interaction with you guys. It's been incredible. Just the last 3 or 4 videos especially. The amount of comments I've had, the amount of interaction that I've had you guys, replying and having discussions about football. And that was actually one of the main reasons I even created this channel, to talk about football, with people who care about football. And it's great to see that I'm getting there and that I'm actually being able to have conversations with people, all over the world about football. So just thank you guys. And let's move on now. I reported yesterday that Pedro has agreed a deal, but it's not official yet, and it is official now. This is the Chelsea website, and by the way, links in the description below. I'd urge you to go check it out, because there is an interview included in this. It's all text. If you're a member, if you have an account in Chelsea Fan Club Plus, you'll see the video of it, but if you don't, you can read his interview here. It's really interesting, just saying, what made you come here? What do you think of Mourinho? What do you think of the club? Blah, 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 that kind of thing. And, and also in this article, what's interesting that I found was the fact that Chelsea that Pedro has signed a 4-year contract at Chelsea. And for those of you that didn't know, Pedro is 28 years old. So signing a 4-year contract would mean that would take him until he's 32. And for those of you that know Chelsea, you'll know that Chelsea have a 30-year policy where we only give 1-year contracts as soon as the player reaches the age of 30. And this is really interesting to see that, maybe this is a change of philosophy by Abramovich, because, our 30-year policy has been criticized by many. I personally don't think it's very good as well. And maybe this is proof that things are starting to change, that Abramovich has had a change of heart, that maybe, the 30-year policy will be no more. But I thought that's just something interesting that I tell you guys. And also, I wouldn't have noticed this myself. There was someone in the Google Plus comment section. I forgot his name. I'd give a shout out, but I'll leave his comment right here in the frame. He reminded me of he informed me of it. I wouldn't have known it if it wasn't for him. And also, speaking of comments, in yesterday's video, Chelsea Pie, shout out to you. He said that Pedro was actually worth £21 million, and in the video I said that it was £28 million. Well, actually, turns out I was wrong. Chelsea Pie was right. It is £21 million. I got confused with 28 million euros. But it's been official, £21 million initially, and apparently a £2 or £3 million extra, as for the future, like increments as the season goes or something. So I think that's a massive bargain. In yesterday's video I said £30 million is a decent price for a player of Pedro's quality, but £21 million for a world-class player like Pedro is an absolute bargain, and especially in today's market. It's insane. I mean, you see Raheem Sterling moving to City for £50 million, and we just got Pedro, who's won countless trophies, internationally and from his national team and from his club, and he's going for less than half the price. I don't understand this, but I think it's an absolute steal for us, and I'm very, very happy that he's here. But his arrival does put into question the positions of players like Cuadrado, Moses, maybe even Oscar, and I'm going to talk more about those players later on in this video. But that's Pedro, guys. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I know a lot of you guys have told me already, but it seems like the general consensus is that he's going to be a huge success at Chelsea, and I really hope he is. And by the way, he has started training. There are clips on Chelsea's website of him training. So he is ready to play against West Brom. I don't know if he will start, because he's only just come in yesterday, and started training yesterday or today. So I don't know if he's going to start, but it'll be great to see him get some minutes against West Brom. Moving on, this is going to be a long video. And the second report is something that I didn't really hear about. I didn't really read about in the newspaper until, boom, Cam JM brought it to my attention. And he asked me, what do you think of Anthony Martial from AS Monaco? And, I replied to him actually in the comments that he's a great player to play with in career mode. And by the way, if you play FIFA 15 career mode, just buy this guy. He's insane. But in real life, he scored 12 goals last season, I think. And he's 19 years old. He's a great player. He's a huge prospect for the future. He plays in AS Monaco, as I've said. But apparently, we're being linked. Apparently, we've made a £40 million bid for him. And that's just insane. And I've been reading a bunch of articles because I just could not believe that Chelsea are that stupid. And apparently, it's not really, it's just kind of a rumor and a speculation. And if you go on this article, by the way, by SB Nation, you should go check them out. They're a Chelsea blogging site, a fans blogging thing. They make, quality journalism. You should check it out if you're a Chelsea fan. But in the link, you'll find a direct quote from AS, which is the Spanish paper who first brought this claim. And it says that Chelsea reportedly made a €55 million offer for its France under-21 international, Anthony Martial. And that's the direct quote. But apparently, this isn't, an official thing. Apparently, it's just a rumor. It's just, reports. It's nothing real. And I really hope that it's nothing real. Because I honestly think it'll be just a waste of money to buy him for £40 million when, you could potentially bring in Griezmann for £40 million. So, I don't think you should take this report seriously, but, it has been rumored, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention. Next in order of business today is John Stones, and this is where it gets a little bit more interesting, because apparently John Stones is about to hand in a transfer request. It's imminent, apparently, and when he does, of course, Everton will, let him go. They're not just going to force him to stay at Everton. And what's interesting now is because Chelsea have hijacked Manchester United's deal for Pedro, apparently Manchester United are planning on hijacking our deal for John Stones. So we are getting some competition, which could potentially drive up the price to around £40 million. But it does seem like John Stones will be leaving Everton this season. It remains to be seen whether he's going to sign for Chelsea or Manchester United, but if the media is to be believed, Mourinho is dead serious about buying John Stones. And it seems like, Mourinho and Abramovich are going to get their way. And I do think Chelsea will sign John Stones. And apparently, even some outlets are even reporting that this deal could be sealed in the next 48 hours, which is a big claim. But I wouldn't be surprised seeing how fast the Pedro deal came through, and seeing that transfer deadline day is, just over a week away. So I wouldn't be surprised if this deal is done before we face West Bromwich Albion. And it'll also be really, really fun to see John Stones play for Chelsea against Everton on the 12th of September when we do play Everton. But it does seem very, very positive, and I personally do think that he's overpriced, but Mourinho sees something in him. I believe in Mourinho. I believe in Abramovich. I say, go for it. £40 million, just go for it. I don't even care anymore. Just go. Just buy him. I'd love to know your thoughts as well, because it's a very, very controversial transfer. Is he worth that much? Who knows? I mean, I just said earlier in this video that Raheem Sterling isn't worth £50 million, but if John Stones is worth £40 million, that kind of brings it into perspective, I guess. Just the prices of English players is ridiculous. It's not a secret. But I would be happy to see him sign, because this has been dragging on for the whole window. It'll be so good to just see it sealed, just to set it to bed, and just to see him wear a Chelsea shirt. And now, also, by the way, another sign that Everton are willing to let him go is that Everton have agreed a fee for John Stones' replacement, and I forgot his name, Ramiro Funes from River Plate. Apparently that's done. He's a centre-back for River Plate. And Everton have apparently agreed a deal for him, which kind of shows you, one in, one out. What's his name again? Funes in, John Stones out. You can kind of see how things are going. And this is where it gets very, very incredibly, insanely, unbelievably interesting. Pogba. What seemed like an impossibility is seeming more and more possible every single day. And if you guys remember, about 2 weeks ago, I'll try to find the link to it if I can, and if I do find it, I'll put it in the description below. But Jose Mourinho gave an interview, and in that interview he said that Pogba is like the Eiffel Tower. We all want to sign him, but nobody can. Nobody can afford him. He basically said that. And, I thought, Okay, Mourinho said we can't afford him, we're not going to go for him. It's done. We're not going to go for Pogba. But just the last 2 or 3 days, just the Pogba thing has been exploding. Apparently, we put in a bid for around £60 million or £40 million plus Cuadrado. It's been rejected. And now we're offering a bid, apparently, of Juan Cuadrado plus Oscar plus cash. It's not there hasn't been a reported fee of how much cash that's gonna be, but apparently Cuadrado and Oscar could be part of that deal. And I don't know how I think about this, guys. I mean, Pogba is obviously a quality player, probably one of the best, if not the best, player in his position in the world right now. But Oscar, I really, really like him, and he's been at the club for the past, 3 seasons, and I kind of have like an attachment to him just as a player. I really like him as a player. I like, what he contributes. I like just how he plays. And he has been inconsistent slightly for the last few seasons. Let's not deny that. But I do like him as a player, and it would be a shame to see him leave. I would be pretty upset, to be honest. And even though a player of Pogba's quality is coming to Chelsea, I'd be pretty upset to see Oscar go. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this, guys. I don't know if it's just me, because I have heard other Chelsea fans saying they don't even care about Oscar. If we can bring in Pogba, we should do everything we can in our favor, in our hand. But I'm not sure about this, guys. But apparently Mourinho is considering this. The bid hasn't been tabled yet, but it is being reported. And I'm just unsure about this, guys. Juan Cuadrado, I'm happy to see him go, especially with Pedro coming in. By the way, let me just tell you this, guys. Right now, in our attacking third, we have Hazard left wing. Central attacking mid, it's a little bit uncertain because Oscar or Pogba or Fabregas, who knows, because we don't know what's happening. But on that right-hand side, we have Willian, Moses, Bertrand Traore, Pedro, Juan Cuadrado. 5 players fighting for that right-hand spot. That's incredible. And I know some of those players are gonna fill in for Hazard when he's tired or if he gets injured or whatever. But last season, I'm pretty sure he played in every single Chelsea game, Eden Hazard. So that kind of tells you that we've got 5 players fighting for one position. So obviously and inevitably, some players are gonna go. And Juan Cuadrado, I really, really wouldn't be surprised to see him leave, especially with Pedro coming in. And apparently, some reports are even saying that Chelsea considered bringing in Pedro instead of Cuadrado in January as well. But, we took a gamble in Cuadrado, and it hasn't worked out. So it could be, we brought in Pedro, so Cuadrado leaves. But also, even if Cuadrado leaves, we have 4 players fighting for one position. And, that could mean another player leaves. And actually, there are reports saying that Moses is gonna leave, and that is a shame, guys. That is really, really a shame. Moses this preseason has by far been the best Chelsea player. Of course, he hasn't, he hadn't played a part. He hasn't even been on the bench for our last 2 games against Swansea and City. But that's actually because Moses himself has said that he's had a little injury to his knee that's kept him out. So that's why he hasn't even been on the bench. But I really thought that this would be a season where he could show what he's made of. Because this preseason, he really, really, he improved. He impressed everybody. Every Chelsea fan, would agree that he was the best player by far in our preseason. And I thought he would play a big part in our team. Even Mourinho said in the press conferences. But Mourinho is just, everything he said is just being forgotten. But he did say that Moses is a part of my plans. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But if rumors are to be believed, apparently we're going to offload him for £6 million to Tottenham, who are our direct rivals. And could this be another mistake? Because Chelsea haven't had a history of letting go of Kevin De Bruyne and him becoming a beast, letting go of Lukaku, him becoming a beast, letting go of Schürrle, him becoming a beast, and every single Chelsea fan in the world regretting it. And could this be one of those transfers of us letting Moses go and then Moses just turning into an absolute monster of a player when he gets to Tottenham? Who knows? Let me know of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Because, I do agree, 5 players fighting for one position is way too many. Some players have to go. But, it's really, really iffy. Because I'd love to see Bertrand Traore get a go as well. because bringing in that youth and everything, and he just got his work permit, so he's good to go. And actually, I never even thought of this before. Kennedy, what the hell is gonna happen to him? By the way, the thing hasn't been official yet. Apparently, he has got his work permit about a week ago. Okay. He has got his work permit about a week ago. But, nothing's been announced by Chelsea yet. So, yeah, he's not officially a Chelsea player just yet. So, what's going to happen to him? He played really, really, really well in preseason. And, there's a surplus of requirements. There's a surplus of players in Chelsea right now. Kennedy, Moses, Bertrand Traore, Pedro, Juan Cuadrado, Willian. This is going to be insane. And actually, 6 players, I'd say we need to get rid of at least 2 players, or maybe even 3. So tell me in the comment section right now, who would you let go? Out of those 6 wingers that I've just listed, if you had to let go of 2 or 3 wingers, who would it be? And I'd give an opinion, but I honestly don't know. I'd say Cuadrado for sure, but then who? Because really, everyone deserves a place there, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what Mourinho does. It really, really is, and I never planned to talk about this today because I haven't thought about this before. But that's really, really interesting. How we have so many wingers fighting for that position. I don't know what to say. That kind of brings the end to our transfer talk. By the way, this throughout the video, I featured some comments in the video. And that's because I really want to take this, interaction to the next level. It's great to talk to you guys in the comment section, and just have interesting discussions. But, I just want to try to take it a step further. So if you guys have anything you want to ask, and if you bring any, really, really interesting topics of discussion, I'd be happy to talk about it in tomorrow's transfer talk. And I'd be happy to, feature you in my video as well, and just, talk about your comment. And I hope this is a beginning of a new era for Chelsea and a new era for Bluetooth. That kind of brings the end of the video, guys, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's transfer talk. Take care and stay blue.